back to the Racewise Smokehouse and Grill. Appreciate you tuning in. Today we're going to be doing something kind of fun. We're going to be smoking two briskets, one on the Weber Smokey Mountain and the other on the Oklahoma Joe Bandera, which is a vertical stick burner. Both of them I love. I use those grills a lot. But I'm just trying to compare which one's going to come out better, which one I'm going to prefer the texture and taste. I'm not going to be doing a how to cook brisket video. I'm just going to be doing a comparison, which one gives me the better bark, the better flavor, the better texture. And we'll see that at the end, but I will document what we're going through along the way, what I see, and that way you guys can make some decisions on your own. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and season these up. All I'm doing is salt, pepper, garlic powder, and simple. I've got one that came in pre-trim at about 14 pounds, and the other one that was about 12 pounds. I'm trying to keep everything as close to similar as possible. So the weight is a little different, but again, I'm not going to be judging this on which one cooks faster, which one cooks quicker, per se, but because we know one will be more efficient, one won't be, and we're gonna figure those things out as we go. So first thing first, I'm gonna get these seasoned up, and I'll show you what they look like when they're done being seasoned. Okay, we got both of these briskets seasoned up. Here's a look at how we got them after they're seasoned. Nice thick coat of salt and pepper on both of these guys. So I'm going to let these sit in the fridge overnight, and I'm going to put these on first thing in the morning, so there will be a little bit of a dry brine. But again, as an experiment, we're trying to hold all factors pretty equal, so these will sit in the fridge the same amount of time. And in the morning, we'll get the fire started up, and they'll both go on at the same time, and we'll go from there. So we'll see you back in the morning.
Okay, good morning everybody. We got some fires going here. We've got the Oklahoma Joe started up with a couple sticks on there. Then we've got the Weber Smokey Mountain going minion method, where I'm using unlit charcoal all around. Put some lit in the middle, and that should take us most of the cook today. Using the Jealous Devil lump charcoal for the Weber Smokey Mountain cook, and I'm using oak wood for the Oklahoma Joe. So I'm going to go ahead and get these put together and the meat on, and we'll be back. Okay, we have the Oklahoma Joe and Smokey Mountain up to temp. This is what we're looking at to start. Got my temp probe in the flat part, and we are using water pans in both of these. Same thing here. I got the temp probe in the flat, and we're going to be cooking between 250 to 275 for the duration of the cook. So I'm going to go ahead and close these up and let the cooking begin. We'll be back in a little bit to check them out. Okay, we are about 3 hours into the cook, holding steady around 250, 275. We're going to give it a look here, see how we're coming along, give it a little spray. Alright, looking good, coming along, good color. Put a little moisture back on it. Just putting some water on there, nothing fancy. Sometimes I'll do water and apple cider vinegar, but today I'm just using a little bit of water to keep moisture on the surface. So that's coming along real nice. Go ahead and check out the Weber. That's looking really good too. Give that a little bit of a spritz here as well. So that's about 3 hours in. And I'm gonna just keep moving right along the way we're going. So we'll be back in another couple hours to check again. We're about 6 hours into the cook right now. A little bit windy out here, so let's go ahead and take a look at the briskets right now. They're both running at about an internal temperature at 165, which is pretty surprising. I thought one would cook faster than the other, but they're actually both cooking pretty much at the same rate. Let's take a look. Okay, let's get into Oklahoma Joe here. Yeah, she's looking really good there. Tough to see a little bit with all the smoke, but looking good. Getting close to wrapping at 165, 170-ish. Let's see, and here is the Smoky Mountain. She's looking really, really good too. So these two are cruising along, both looking good. Cooking at about the same rate. Like I said, I'm pretty impressed by that. I was thinking that one would cook quicker than the other one. So, all right, we're gonna close it back up and then come check back again in another couple hours or when it's time to wrap. So, I'd like to get the bark set up a little bit more, a little more color before we wrap up. So we're just going to go ahead and let these ride out now until they're done, which is going to be about 203, 200, 205. I'll start probing it around 200 to make sure that the probe goes in and out real easy. And then I'll put it in the cooler to rest, and I'll let that rest for a few hours, and then we'll cut and compare. So we'll be back in a couple hours when we're getting ready to wrap. Or I'm sorry, not wrap, to put in the coolers. So we'll be back. Okay, everybody, we got our two briskets done here. They're wrapped, rested, ready to go. They've rested for about 5 hours, so they should be nice and tender when we unwrap them and get ready to slice them. So I'm going to unwrap them, show you what we're looking at right before we slice. Okay, here we are, unwrapped. This is the Oklahoma Joe out of the stick burner using only oak wood. And this is the Weber Smokey Mountain using Jealous Devil lump charcoal. First thing that I notice is that using straight oak wood, bark is definitely darker. Definitely darker. There's a little lighter here. I'm going to take some pictures here to play through the video right now so you can see what I'm talking about between the difference between the two. Okay, so as you can see, there's a definite difference in bark color between the straight oak wood and the lump charcoal. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slice these up, and then we're going to look for smoke ring, texture, and flavor. Those are the next three things, and we'll be back after I slice these up. Okay, so we got them all sliced up. Here is the Oklahoma Joe. We got the flat over here, point over here. And the Weber Smokey Mountain, flat and point. Now, by looking at these, they both have a great smoke ring on them. So I think that's a tie. Actually, I think there's a bit more of a smoke ring on here, the Oklahoma Joe with the real wood, which is what you would expect. One thing I'm a little disappointed with the Oklahoma Joe, but I'm going to blame that on the actual cut of meat, is the fattiness of the point side. It's actually pretty lean, unlike the one that was cooked in the Weber Smokey Mountain. This looks fantastic. That's what you're looking for. Where this just looks a little leaner, you know. But I can't blame that on the smoker. You don't know what you're getting until you cook it. So I'll take a piece of the Oklahoma Joe, super tender. This is from the flat. Very good, very good. Definitely get the smoke.
salt, pepper, like you'd expect. It's fantastic. This is what I'd look for out of a point, or I'm sorry, a flat. Let's take a bit of this now. Same thing, just tender as can be. Pulls right apart. Very tasty as well, but it definitely doesn't have as much smoke flavor as this. Not saying that this has overpowering smoke, but there's almost no smoke flavor with this. So that's a knock. But it is what it is. You're using charcoal versus wood. So let's take a look at the point here again. This looks a little dried out almost. Still a little tough, but you know what? It cooked up the temp, so again, I'm thinking that it was just a very lean cut of meat, and that happens from time to time. Yeah, definitely get the smoke flavor in here. A very good smoke flavor, just enough to let you know that it's there. Because I don't like the too heavy smoke where it tastes like you're eating a forest fire. So now I could tell already by looking at this. This is what we want here in a point. It's just so tender, it's falling apart. That's what you want there. That's fantastic also. Much more tender. It's fantastic. I think that the cut of meat was so much better in the Weber Smokey Mountain. It's leaning me towards voting for the Smoky Mountain this time, where typically I would always go with wood. Smoky Mountain did a great job. Knocked it out of the ballpark. This is still very good. I liked a little bit more smoke flavor, so maybe next time just a few chunks in there to get a little bit more smoke. Either way, it's a home run. Neither one of these are garbage. They're both out of this world. The Weber Smokey Mountain came out a little bit better in this test. We're going to have to test this out again, try some different things. But at this point, I got to give it to the Smoky Mountain. Much more easy to run. You let it go. It cooked for 10 hours straight without having to add any fuel. It was about a 14-hour cook total. Let it rest for about 5 hours and then done. It's fantastic. So anyhow, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, tell your friends and neighbors, and we'll be talking to you soon.